and positive vibes only. I want to start by apologizing, guys. Yesterday, I could not put on the video. I could not upload the video because there was no Wi-Fi where I stay and the power had gone. So guys, bear with me. And today we are having a bang. A bang. We are going to talk about great things in this video. So sit there and wait and hear today's video. I want also to encourage you, kindly join our membership club, and we are going to be sharing with you about Africa, those that are members. We are going to talk Kiswahili, we are going to tell you our culture, we are going to tell you our traditions in the membership club. Kindly join the membership club so that we can be having live with you, we talk with you, we share the culture, we share the traditions, and all who we are, because we are Africans by birth. Guys, I want to say thank you to the new subscribers, the returning subscribers. We don't take you for granted. We appreciate you a lot and we thank you so much. And I always tell you, we pray for you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord enlarge you. May the Lord protect you. May the Lord shield you together with your family. We don't take it for granted, guys. And today, all the drums are heading to United States of America. A Jamaican making impact. A Jamaican changing history. A Jamaican top there. I always tell you that Jamaicans are determined people. They are not losers. They are victors. And this woman has shown us who Jamaicans are. By the way, guys, before even I start showing you, Kamala Harris will be the next president of America. A sure bet, by the way, guys. And I'm going to show you why. Before then, let me tell you the characteristics I've seen in Kamala Harris that actually comes from the Jamaican brand. Kamala Harris, I watched her the other day, and she clearly told people, I do not fear work. I am a hard worker. Do you remember us always telling you, Jamaicans are hardworking, Jamaicans are resilient people, Jamaicans are determined to be who they want to be. And we can see it clearly in Harris. We can see her determination, her energy, her strength, her humor that comes from the Jamaican brand. By the way, Harris is very humorous. I was watching her, is it a conference hall, a campaign rally at Atlanta, Georgia. And guys, this woman is a genius. She is brain with leadership with talent. She is a great woman to reckon. And I was looking at her sense of humor, her strength, her courage, her determination, her hard work, her resilience. And I was saying, this is a real yard. I tell you people, Jamaicans are something. You cannot pull them down. I was looking at the opponent, and you know who it is. His work is to actually abuse. And I was wondering, are this the campaign strategy used by people to abuse others and to bring others down and to talk about the lives, the private lives of others? That they are childless, they are lunatics, they are this and this. I was saying this is not campaign. This is actually madness itself. And when I looked at Kamala, she's so composed, she's so down to earth, she's so humble, she's so determined, she's doing her campaign with a lot of composure, not emotions, and I loved it. And that is why today I am going to talk about IRD in the highest post in the world, American president. That is not just another president. It is somebody with power, somebody with a lot of power. And Kamala Harris is actually entering the White House. It is a sure bet, because I'm going to tell you the reason why. Now, before I come to the reason why I think Kamala Harris is actually already in State House. She's just waiting for the elections to be done and she'll enter the White House. Have I said State House? You know, in Kenya, we call them State House, but in America, they are White House. So, I watched Kamala doing interview with the children. Do you know, very few people can do interview with the children and they bring themselves to the level of those children. I remember one black child who said, I am looking forward to be the second, third black president in America. And that child, you could see the determination. You could see the confidence he had on the woman seated just opposite him. And this lady who was seated just opposite that boy was Kamala Harris. And she told him, you are going to be one. Because where there is a will, there is a way. There is no way you can be determined to be somebody or something and you fail. Because God honors your determination. God honors your faith. God honors your hard work and your resilience. And therefore, this boy one day will be the next president of America. There is this girl who actually made my tears to roll. She was talking about the guns in the schools on the streets of America. And she was asking Kamala, what are you going to do if you became the president about the gun shoots, all that? And I loved how she answered her. She told her no one should be a threat to the others. No one should have the liberty to take the lives of others. No one has the right to bulldoze others, to be a bully to others. Guys, you know the tingo. The other person is a bully. And we are going to look at his characteristics soon. And therefore, Kamala was actually down to earth, connecting with these children face to face, answering their questions, and giving them the confidence that your concern will be addressed. Your concern will be fulfilled. Your concern, I'm going to look at it. And there is this girl who asked her, what are you going to do to the teachers that are demotivated, that are earning very little in the schools they teach? And since I am a teacher, I just liked that question. This girl already knows that the teachers are the makers of the world. They are the ones who mold people. They are the ones who prepare people to be who they are going to be in future life. And Kamala answered her and told her, I am going to look into the salaries of the teachers because they are motivated. They are not actually have the motivation to do their work. And I really loved this great woman who is able to sit with these children, to answer their questions, to be in their level, understand them, and she was so humble to them, she was so kind to them, she was so empathetic, is there a word like that? To them, and I loved it so much. I said, this is the kind of a president we would want to have. A president that is going to relate with everyone. A president that feels everyone. A president that is able to hear everyone. That is the kind of a president everyone would look for. And do you think that Americans can actually let go such a great woman? No, unless they are bribed. Now let us come to the reason why I think Kamala Harris will be the next President of the United States of America. One, she is a real talent. First of all, Kamala Harris was an attorney in America. She was a prosecutor. She has been in the bars for too long. So she knows the criminals. She knows how to mold the country to have the best. She knows how to go loud the country and put to an end the criminality that is going to pull America down. So she is qualified for the job. The other thing, she is a definition of beauty, talent, and brain. She has been the vice president for quite some time. And she has proved herself she can be the great president of America. Her performance is actually known. We have seen her actually in the rallies, in the political rallies, and she's doing quite well. And I'm going to tell you that the net vivarability, I'm sorry for that word, the net favorability value for Kamala is going up and up each and every day, while for Donald Trump is going down each and every day. Because sometimes what you tell people, how you behave, how you do things, how you actually respond to situations can dictate whether people will follow you or not. And therefore, Kamala has actually gone up in terms of net favorability value. Trump talks are actually ruining him. He tells the voters that I do not need your vote. Who says that? Do you vote for someone who tells you plainly that they don't need your vote? That is either arrogance, pride, ignorance, or they have a plan B. Because when someone comes to the rallies and these are the voters that are going to put him in power, and he tells them, I do not need your votes. It means either I have plan B, or I am just very, very ignorant, or I'm very proud, or I'm very boastful, or I'm very insane to say such a thing. And I don't want to imagine that Trump has a plan B of cheating in the elections. Because when someone stands and tells voters that I do not need your vote, but whether I have your votes or not, I'm going to be the president, then it means that this person is either planning to do what? This person is either planning to cheat, let me use the word cheat, or to be a criminal in the elections, or they are insane. And therefore, as I looked at him, telling the voters that I do not need your votes, I was saying, wow, what is this guy talking about? Is he really serious on what he's talking about? You need the voters. They are your employer. They are going to put you there on that seat. They are the ones who are going to employ you. And guys, you have seen us in Kenya here resisting such kind of presidency. People who will beat their chest and say, I am the president. I can do this and this. I can order this and this. That kind of leadership is not conducive. It's not healthy. And therefore, Trump is beating himself on his own game. Such kind of presidents are not the best presidents, because in most cases, they are dictators. And I've seen in so many videos and so many comment sections that Trump is a dictator. When you put a dictator on power, you are in for a big shock. That person can do anything, can act anyhow, can order anyone to do anything. That is the problem we have in Kenya. And when you take the same problem in the United States of America, it is going to be bad. Because a dictator does not listen to people. A dictator does what he thinks is right. There is no one to advise him. Even the people that are very close to him. We saw clearly in Kenya, people demonstrating on the streets because of the financial bill. If our president had listened to the talks on the finance bill, maybe those demonstrations and the killings that happened wouldn't have happened. The kind of dictators that we have as leaders is very, very sad. So Donald Trump proves either a dictator or an ignorant person, or a boastful person, very proud, or a bully, or all that. And by the way, I've seen all names being told that Trump is. 20% of the Republicans where Trump is 20% of the Republicans voters are excited about Harris, which are bad news to Trump. It is very, very ironical to see the people you expect to support you are actually excited about your opponent. It means you are losing it. It means you have already lost it. It means you have no ground. It means you have no power. And I want to tell you that 20% is not a small number. When 20% of the Republicans are proud and excited about Harris, that is something to put Trump not to sleep. And I saw that one of the Republicans who is actually a mayor is supporting Harris. What does that mean? A Republican who is actually a mayor, and I think he's contending to be a mayor, is actually supporting the Democrats, the Bruce. He is supporting the Bruce. And I was wondering, this guy, even his own people are rejecting him? And not even that. I saw somewhere, even his own people, his relatives, do not believe in him. When the people that are very, very close to you don't believe in you, either they are jealous of you, they are envious of you, or they know you too well that they wouldn't want you to be in power. And we don't know which is which for Trump. And therefore, Harris has got an overhead read in these campaigns because of so many things. The other thing is that Harris is actually very young compared to Trump. Trump is actually old. And therefore, most of the people would exonerate, or rather, would associate themselves with a younger person than an old person. We are told old is gold. But we have discovered here in Kenya, old is no longer gold. The people that are old, they scheme how to stay in power, they scheme how to steal, they scheme how to oppress, they scheme how to enrich themselves, they scheme the corruptions, they scheme the tenders, they scheme everything evil. And when it comes to something that they are going to benefit, they are in the front line to combine hands. We have seen it in Kenya. The opposition leader and the government have now joined hands because these people look at what am I going to lose. It's not about the common man. It's not about the voters who voted them. It's not about anyone else. It's about them. And therefore, such people are not fit to be leaders. I want to say they are old people with brain. They are old people who can be good leaders. They are old people who can be great. But an old person and a dictator, that is very, very serious in a country. An old person who is a dictator. They are old people who are not dictators. They are old people who can rule. They are old people who can guide. They are old people who can take the country up. We had actually a president who was old, but he really changed, transformed the economy of Kenya. That was Mwai Kibaki. But we have seen old people also doing mess in the country. So we have to be careful when it comes to age. His dictatorship style is ruining him. I have already talked about the dictatorship with Trump. Actually, when I was watching him being interviewed, I did not see him telling us, this is what I'm planning for the United States of America. Because I believe when you are doing campaign, you have to convince the people with your own agendas. But not abusive language, not undermining people, not hating people, not classifying people in terms of racism. And I want to say at this juncture, Trump has been repeatedly termed as a racist. And when you are a racist, it means you don't even understand God. Because sometimes Trump talks about God. Every creation on earth was fearfully and wonderfully created. Number two, nobody chose where to be created. Nobody chose where to be born. Nobody chose whose parents, or rather, no one chose who the Americans are going to be. So black or white, all of us, we are the same before the eyes of God. And we are fear-free and wonder-free made. And therefore the racism factor of Trump is actually going to bring him down. Because God cannot allow a leader who is going to undermine others, who is going to bully others, who is going to pull others down, who is going to do shenanigans to the people of God. God cannot allow that. And therefore I believe Harry is in the White House. I have not stopped yet. There are so many people that are for Harris. Very many people are for Harris because her talks speak it all. And we are going to continue looking at what are the strong points that really tells us that Harris is the next president of the United States of America. So let us move on. We are still continuing with the reasons why Kamala will be the next president in the United States of America. Donald Trump campaigns are actually filled with hatred, filled with abusive language, filled with threats, and a don't care attitude. That is not what people like. People like somebody they can associate with, somebody they can resonate with. Is it the word? Somebody they can be able to speak to and understands them. Not somebody who is a bully, somebody who is proud, somebody who is abusive, somebody who is a dictator. So people don't like such characters. Kamala, on the other hand, is a game changer. A very, very intelligent woman. A very, very intelligent woman. Her campaigns are full of facts. What am I going to do for the American people? What am I going to change? What am I going to put in place? What am I campaigning for? And it is clear. These campaigns are campaigns against the rich class and against the medium and the poor class in America. And I want to show you why. I have told you once again, these campaigns of America are campaigns of the rich versus the medium class and the poor people in America. Why am I saying this? Her campaigns are funded by the people in the grassroots. What we call here in Kenya, the common mwananchi. The common mwananchi is the person on the ground, the person who needs the government, the person who is looking up on the government, what they are going to do to uplift their lives. So these people are actually the ones that are funding Kamala's bid for presidency. And she said clearly she had a very great breakthrough whereby people donated generously for her campaign as the President of the United States of America, and they give with all their hearts. So she is being funded by the common man, the common mwananchi, like we say it in Kenya. The person who is going to challenge the government on what they have done for them. And since this government of the Democrats is actually being funded by the people, it means that these leaders are going to work for the people. Because whoever funds your election is who you look upon after the election. In other words, if people fund your elections, the people you reward first are the people who funded your elections. And therefore the Democrats, they are going to reward the people that have funded the elections who are the common man. When we look at Trump, his presidential bid is being funded by who is who in the United States of America. And I tell you guys, this is not new to us. We have had elections funded by people. Actually, I had one man who is a neighbor who told me, I funded so and so to be the governor of our county. And since I funded him, he has to give me tenders. In other words, once you are funded by rich people, you have to give them kickbacks once you enter in power. So you are going to give them tenders, you're going to give them business, you are going to be resilient. What can I say? You are going to be slow with them, whether they are corrupt or not. And that is what we are suffering here in Africa. The elections are funded by rich people. And therefore, after the elections, they have to be paid the money they funded the elections with. And this means they are the ones to be given positions in the government. They are the ones to be given tenders. They are the ones who are going to be given jobs. They are relatives. They are the ones who are going to be favored. And even when they are corrupt, no one will touch them. When they commit a crime, no one will touch them. When they do something bad, no one will touch them. We have had leaders here who have shot people and killed them. And no one asks them. Because at one time or another, they were of help to the government. And therefore, they are untouchables. And therefore, Donald Trump, if for sure he's being funded by the rich people in America, then America is going to go down. Because those are the people that are going to rule America. And they are going to not care about the medium class people. They are not going to care about the poor people. You saw for yourself. Actually, you will see. Here in Kenya, there are people that were affected by the floods. Even up to now, those people have no houses. While our governors are boasting about the belts they wear, about the ties of 20,000 Kenyan shillings, about the suits they wear, about the watch of almost 1 million Kenyan shillings. While others are dying of hunger, others are dying of poverty, others are affected by floods, and they are still without house. I want to remind you, there is this lady who came yesterday to see me in my office. And where I teach, by the way, not office, but where I teach. She has a child in that school. And that mama, that child is already sick. He has a hole here on the neck. And that hole usually remove pus and a lot of, in other words, I think it's infected. And this lady came to me, told me she was sent away during the floods. Her house was demolished. Even up to now, she's hosted by somebody. She is a single mom. She has to feed her children. She has to pay school fees for her children. She has to pay medical bills for this boy who is actually sick, and every week he has to go for clinic. And I was looking at her. Myself, I have no ability to actually support her because the government employees here in Kenya earn very little money. And therefore, I was looking at her and saying, my God, these politicians are bragging about the suits they wear, about the watches they wear, about the ties they wear, about the vehicles they drive, about the houses they are built. When people are dying of poverty, that is not the kind of thing we would want for America. We would want America to be the superpower for what we know it always. And therefore, Donald Trump is not a person I'm seeing looking at the middle class people or the poor people. Where Kamala actually categorically says, I am going to uplift the lives of the middle class people, the lives of the poor people. I'm going to change the health care. I'm going to do a lot in education. I'm going to do a lot in the lives of people, how people live. Do they have food on the table? Health care. Are they suffering? So Kamala promises to take care of the poor. And that is the kind of president we would all want to have. Now, the other thing is that Donald Trump might not be the best president of America. I am biased, by the way, guys, because I believe in the power of a woman. I believe in the power of transparency. I believe in the power of accountability. I believe in the power of honesty and morals. If you have no morals, then I don't understand why you should be a leader in such a great nation. When you have no morals, I don't understand why you should campaign for such a great position in such a run. I want to say Donald Trump has been accused of so many things. He has been accused of fraud. He has been accused of sexual harassment. He has been accused of lies. He has been accused of actually scamming schools. He has been accused of bullying. He has been accused. Actually, at one time, I remember Khloe Kardashian talked about how Donald Trump could body shame her. And actually, there is another lady he could body shame in the Miss World contest, which is very sad because this person looks like he's very, very against women. He's very, very against people. His project 2025 is a scam, is a downfall, is a project for the rich. It's not a project that is looking at the poor person in America, the medium class person in America. And therefore, I think he's not fit for this job. Coming to the fact that he does not have a very good record in terms of morals. We have said Donald Trump had a case, I think 34 counts of fraud, and he has also been accused of sexual harassment. He has also been accused of bullying. He has also been accused of abusing, which he is doing even in his campaign. He has also been accused of so many things. And therefore, such a person, I don't think he's fit to be a president of such a great lad. The other thing, this guy refused to have the debates. And the reason why he was giving for refusing to have the debate is that he himself and Kamala are known by the people. And therefore, since they are known by the people, they don't have to go and debate. But I want to tell him, debate is not about whether you are known or not. It is a chance to tell the people what you are going to change during your tenure. What are you going to do to the people of America? What are your bids? What are your agendas? What are your priorities when you take the government? It's not about people knowing you. And I think Trump is a coward. He does not like to face, especially because he's a racist. He sees Kamala as a black woman. And therefore, he does not want to associate himself with her. He does not want to associate face to face with her. It is very, very ironical. At this 22nd century, people can be racist. People can choose people on the ground where they come from. Very, very bad. And I wouldn't want to support such a person as a president. And I'm sure the US people cannot actually encourage such in their right. So we have 34 counts of fraud. I was telling you this guy is not a very, very good guy. He has a very, very bad past record. And I was looking at it and seeing that his father was also an abuser. His father was not a very good person, and I think the way this child was brought up in a way that he does not have the courage as a man. He does not have the principles of a man. He actually has a complex. And this complex he takes to other people and abuses other people. So I think Kamala, in terms of what he's telling us, in terms of his bid for the presidency, in terms of what he's planning to do, he's the best person praised to be the next president of America. And I saw so many people campaign for him. They were telling each other, come out, vote, give some money, print some postcards, advertise in the media platforms, and campaign for this woman to be the next president of America. And I want to say, I would also do the same to campaign for Kamala Harris because she's a great woman. Guys, let us look at somebody else who is making history. I always tell you, this channel is about positivity and love. And we have seen how loving Kamala is. Being a Jamaican, she has proved to be a great woman, to be a loving woman, to be a determined woman, to be a hardworking woman, and we are waiting. We cannot wait for her to enter White House. So guys, the other person that I wanted to talk about is Simone Biles. I hope my spelling is correct. Simone. Is it Simone Biles? This is a woman who has beauty and talent. She's an expert in gymnastics. She has won herself some gold medals, some silver medals. She has been great in the world of gymnastics. As I saw her doing 2024 Olympic gymnastics, I was saying, wow, 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 wow. Her jumping, her spontaneous swinging without thought. She had a great performance and she was so coordinated. She kept moving from one step to the other, swinging, louding and stopping and actually, can I call it jumping and standing again? And I was saying, wow. And it happens, Simone Biles is a native, or rather she has blood of the Haitians. Haitians in the house, you have a great talent in this woman. She is a great person to watch when she's doing her gymnastics. She entertains, she dances, she becomes happy, she smiles. It's like she's doing nothing, guys. I watched her in 2024 Olympics and I said the Caribbeans have the tingle. I really was so happy to learn that Simone Biles is actually has a Haitian blood. Her grandfather, who adopted her because her mother did not bring her up because I think there were some issues with alcoholism, and therefore she was brought up by an adopted father. And the father who adopted her, he was the grandfather maternal. In other words, they are actually blood related. And he's from Haiti. And therefore, this woman is from the Caribbeans. And she got a gold medal in 2024 Olympics. We celebrate her today as we celebrate Kamala Harris on her way to WhiteHouse. We have great women who are doing great work from the Caribbeans. And therefore today I wanted to celebrate the Caribbean women with a lot of vigor, with a lot of strength, with a lot of hard work, with a lot of talent and brain. I really celebrate them today, and those are the two women that I have mentioned, Simone Biles and Kamala Harris. Two women in different generations, but doing great. I was watching her performing, and I was saying, wow, 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 wow. The genes in these people are epic. And therefore, guys, today was just about the Caribbeans and the great things they are doing. And we are going to watch the Olympics 2024, and we'll come here and tell you who have gotten gold and who have gotten silver and who are the winners of 2024 Olympic Games. Before I come out of this video, I want to celebrate our heroes from Kenya who attended the opening day in style. They had the traditional Maasai attires, and I really saw how beautiful they were as they entered the field, as they were in the boat also during the opening day. And Kenyan fellow men and women, we are waiting for gold here at home. Bye bye for now. See you during the next video.